Hi everybody, this is a 6th grade science video. It's for section 10.4, chapter 10, section 4. And the title of is Living on the California Coast. Like we did last week, I'm going to break this section or this lesson into 2 videos. So Monday will be the first half of the section. So it'll be essentially this page, this page, this page, and then we'll stop on this one. And then Wednesday's video and lesson and questions will be on the second half. So let's get right into it. Remember, hopefully this video is something that can help you. Remember, I write the questions for the work, so I know what questions I put. So during this video, I'm going to try to tell you where to pause the video or where to look for the answer to. So what's sort of cool is since we go to school and since you live in California, our science deals with California. If you would have lived in Texas, this would be about Texas. If you would have lived in Iowa, this would have been about Iowa. But since we live in California, this talks about what it's like. Long Beach is a coastal city. To live on the coast means that you live near the water. Also, you might want to pause it on this picture here. One of the questions in your Google Doc is going to ask you about this figure here. Essentially, remember, our Earth, we're on these things called plates and on faults. And it's not like a dinner plate or a thing you put food on. There we go, it's a little better focus. But it tells why we have a lot of mountain ranges. When you have 2 things that are friction together like this is what's happening underneath California. This causes stuff to go up. And therefore we get our mountain ranges. So as you can see, along the lines, we tend to have rocky and large hills, which are called mountains. And, because of this tectonic plate activity, we have coastal mountain ranges that stretch along the entire state of California. We have a beautiful landscape, and by the beach, we essentially have hills and mountains because of this. Okay, let's go on to the next page here. Okay, on this page, it talks about why does California have so many rocky beaches? The top part where my hand is right here. Now there's a Google Doc question on tsunamis. You might want to pause the video here. Okay, the question is going to ask, why in California do we not get tsunamis? So usually I would tell you the answer, but I'm going to let you pause the video. The answer's in here somewhere. And this is why. See, it says what causes tsunami. This is where you will be able to find the answer. Now, it does happen occasionally, tsunamis. No, I'm sorry. My question in the Google Doc was about hurricanes. So you might want to pause it here. We have only had 14 tsunamis in the history of California. And that's in the past 200 years. So they're definitely not that common. But let me zoom out. This is how tsunamis happen. They're basically water movement, and they're waves that are created by earth movement. So something is happening under the water that vibrates and causes the waves to get huge and to come to where people live. Think of it like a bigger person that's doing a belly flop or a cannonball into a pool. They jump in, there's a big splash, but then after about 10 seconds, the water becomes calm, and some water will go out of the pool, but not all of it. Now, if you've ever seen a video on YouTube about earthquakes, there's water. I mean, it just keeps moving for minutes and minutes and minutes. That's because the ground is moving. That's what happens during tsunamis too. Let's get to the final 2 pages here. Okay, this is the one I was telling you about. So it's gonna ask, why are there no hurricanes in California? And the answer is literally the last sentence where my finger is. So let me zoom in. I'll let you pause it. It's going to ask in your Google Doc, what acts as a shield? You would literally just copy that sentence there. So I'll let you pause the video for that. Now, hurricanes are just really scary. But luckily, these are the 4 things that stop hurricanes. Now, hurricanes do happen in other parts of the country, but luckily not where we live too. Also, the last page for this video for support. This picture here talks about the different current. Remember, we learned about water. Current is like a river, like the movement of water. Well, what's sort of neat is in spring and in winter, we get different movement from the water. So we're technically right now in spring, and May 11th is spring. So this is how the water is moving in summer. But when we get to fall into winter, the movement, the current of the water is very different, especially where my finger is over here. This chart doesn't even have that line. If you want to know why that is, pause the video here and read about it. There's a guy named Davidson that figured this out. And if you want to know a little bit more about California's current, you can pause the video here to find out a little bit more. So once again, there will be a question about hurricanes. You would pause the video and the answer is right here. There will be a question on this picture here. You might want to pause that so you can use that. There we go. Hopefully this video helped you a lot. We'll finish the other section on Wednesday. See you next time.